I barely knew there was a rookie camp this
barely
weekend.
have paid attention to all this. This is maybe the quietest Redskins rookie mini-camp that I can remember in recent times. What jumped out at you, man?
Well, we were only out there for one day, and they only practiced for about an hour, which is they cut it short by an hour. So we didn't get to see as much as we normally would.
Yeah.
But definitely the size, strength, speed of Jonathan Allen, Ryan Anderson, and even, Samaje Perine, 7th rounder, Joshua Holsey. Those guys all stood out, and you see why the Redskins are high on those guys. I think that they've got some good pieces to work with. It'll be interesting to see how these guys develop. Didn't get to look at the undrafted guys as much just because time was so short, but, there were encouraging things from the draft picks for sure.
Do you think that Perine has a shot at starting?
Yes, I think so. Obviously we have to see him out there. You're not really going to know until you get in preseason games when they have pads on. They're actually tackling these guys. But from what I saw, he does a good job of running hard, keeping his what would have been his pad level low as he comes through the hole and then bouncing. He's a big guy, but he's not like he can't move very well. I think he's got a little more shiftiness to him than Rob Kelly. He might be a little more physical, a little stronger. And also, he surprised his coaches with his route running ability and the way he was able to create separation and things like that. Randy Jordan, the running backs coach, was really excited and, demonstrative every time he saw something good out of this rookie. So I do think that he's going to have a chance to take that starting job.
Won't the bigger issue with him be blocking because he's coming out of a spread offense?
Well, they did use him a bit as blocking, and he's a guy who likes hitting you. So I don't know that that's going to be as much of an issue. And also, third downs is where they use Chris Thompson. Even though he's not the biggest guy, he does a good job of picking up blitzes. And so I think that, I think P. Ryan will be okay. But I think mostly if he takes a starting job, we'll see him first and second downs, and then you'll see Chris Thompson in there on those, on third downs.
You said that, I'm reading your article here, that Jonathan Allen did impress. Tom Sula worked with him some on technique from what.
Yeah, they didn't have a lot of defensive linemen out there. One of them quit. One of them was hurt. But Allen definitely stood out, size-wise, quickness, his footwork. And he did seem like he was able to quickly take what Tom Sula was teaching him, modifying just the way he hit the bags and, the way he kept his head down and things like that. So they're happy. They feel like this guy is a steal and he's going to be an impact guy. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how he looks when he's out there against those veterans. Better look good against these guys that some of them will be working at Home Depot next week.
I'm intrigued. But, I'm intrigued by the guy who quit. How does that happen?
Yeah, I did that in high
professional
school.
franchise.
That's
First day, the guy turns in his pads.
Did he quit on the field?
We don't know. He wasn't there on the second day of practice.
All right.
Jay Gruden, he just said we were down to 4 defensive linemen. We said, what happened? He said, one guy quit. And that happens every now and then. It's crazy. It's like you've got an NFL opportunity right here, and you're just going to, I remember a couple years ago, they didn't know where the kid was, and they went to his hotel room, and it was empty. He just, didn't even tell anybody. He just, just left.
Guys know it's not in their
I guess
heart.
He sucked really bad and realized that he didn't have a chance.
Yeah,
or he just lines up next to Jonathan Allen and goes, oh, that's what an NFL defensive lineman looks like.
They just know.
That could never be him.
It's amazing. What about Ryan Anderson? So I'm reading Gruden alluded he might be a little heavy. Didn't want to speculate, you say, on his ideal playing weight. But they were impressed with him, but he might be a little big right now.
Yeah, and as Gruden said, these guys haven't done actual football stuff since the combine or, actual football games since January. But he's a big kid, big, thick kid. Moves really well for being, 260-plus pounds. It'll be interesting to see where he fits into this equation. He was flipping already. Times pass where they'll put a guy on one side, then they start moving him around. But he was moving around from the left side to the right side. He said that he likes being versatile. He liked the fact that they were just throwing a lot at him already. So, like I said, 260-plus pounds, but probably want to get him down in the 250s, something like that. And it might not be a whole lot. Gruden said he's not very far off. Could be 5 pounds. And they'll get on that pro lifting program and diet and stuff, and turn some of that and just help him get a little quicker than what he is.
Oh, I'm reading about Josh Norman's brother. Tell us about this kid. This is an interesting story.
Mark.
Yeah.
It was funny because, like, one of the tryout guys had names on the back of their jersey, and I said, look, there's a Norman out there that's wearing 24, and I was just joking, like, on Twitter, like, oh, no, they've given away Josh Norman's jersey, and turns out it was his older brother who went to East Carolina, went undrafted in 2009, has bounced around the CFL and Arena Football League, was with the Ravens in the offseason a few years ago. But Gruden said that Josh Norman has been, like, touting his brother for the last year that he's been here, saying, you got to give him a look, you got to give him a look. A little smaller than Norman, probably would be like a nickelback. Gruden said, he's got a skill set. We'll got to make up a decision here.